Who's ready for the carnival? You know I am. Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hometown TCG. My name is Josh, and we are here to talk about the Everfest Carnival. And spoiler alert, guys, I reached deep into my desk drawers, and I pulled out my tinfoil hat. I got a theory that I think might surprise some of you. But before we get to that, let's talk tonight, guys. We have a Twitch stream at 7 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be jamming some flesh and blood, so check us out at twitch.tv/HometownTCG. Pop in our chat, let us know what's going on. And if you're a Patreon, make sure to post in our Patreon deck list channel to see if we can get your deck played on stream. So let's dig in to the spoiled supplemental set, the Everfest Carnival. I believe it was a podcast between Red Zone Rogue and James White. Shout out to that podcast. It was really cool content. It was awesome to listen to. That Everfest was essentially spoiled. The next supplemental set will be called the Everfest Carnival. And this is super exciting because supplemental sets are a really good opportunity to offer support for all of the existing hero classes, as well as possibly throw some really high value and really cool reprints out to the community. So for those that don't know, the supplemental set is not meant for limited play, meaning we're not going to see a ton of draft. We're not going to see a ton of sealed play, but it will support, at least if it's in the same vein as crew, it will support all of the existing hero classes. And that's exciting for things like your mechanologist and like your ninja that maybe haven't seen support in some time. It's really cool that those decks have an opportunity to morph and shift and maybe keep up with the existing meta in a way that they hadn't before. So for that reason, super excited about the Everfest Carnival. And the second reason is what we kind of alluded to just a couple seconds ago, was the reprints, right? On the Flesh and Blood post, talking about reprint policy and talking about the next supplemental set, and I forget what the actual theme of the post was, but the overwhelming message was this picture of the Arknight Skullcap, and in the bottom it had this little EVR or EVF, which is not ARC, signifying that there is a planned reprint for Arknight Skullcap, probably in this upcoming set in the Everfest Carnival. And guys, that's so exciting for so many reasons. As Flesh and Blood has exploded and our community is just growing, it's doubling, it's tripling in size. People are coming in all the time to play the games. I see the notifications all over Twitter. I'm leaving this game. I'm dipping into Flesh and Blood. I'm playing Flesh and Blood. I love the pro scene. Yada yada yada. All of these things, guys, are bringing people to the game, and those people maybe haven't had the opportunity to open the now out of print ARC or the out of print first supplemental set. They haven't had a chance to experience the supplemental set. So this is their first supplemental set and possibly their first opportunity to open a Skullcap, to open a CNC if CNC sees a reprint, to open any other high value or cool staples that may see reprints in this set. I think that's just a really exciting time for new players. Is an exciting time for existing players. If I open a Skullcap, I'll remember the very first time I opened a Skullcap ever. Stuff like that is just very exciting. So I could not be more pumped. Also, this set has a really cool opportunity to shift the meta. Flesh and Blood is getting big in mainstream because every time there's a major event, we hear complaints about the meta, and that's just the telltale sign of a competitive card game. We're seeing complaints about the meta all over the place. Supplemental sets kind of passing out support for each hero, in certain ways, has an opportunity to maybe bring some of those decks up to speed. And if some of those decks are brought up to speed, top tier decks might not look so good anymore. You can really knock them off a pedestal, and as soon as you knock off the top one or two decks, you really blow open the meta, and you see what can happen, see how things shape out, and see who ends up at the top when the smoke clears. So from a competitive standpoint, that's an extremely exciting time. I know John and I, when we see a new set, the first thing that goes to our minds is how can we use these new cards? What is super exciting? We see this card and what can we do? Mine was when I saw, what was it, Crown of Seeds or Shock Charmers, one of the two. Those are my two favorite cards in Tales of Aria. And when I saw those cards, I was like, I'm so excited now. I haven't actually had much chance to play with those because they're not necessarily meta, but stuff like that just hypes you and it gets the juices in the deck building brain going and start saying, what can I do? How can I abuse this? How can I use this? How can I make efficient use of these new mechanics and these new cards? So the new set is really going to shake up the meta, really offer people some exciting stuff. So now I have a tinfoil hat theory, and I've kind of alluded to this to our patrons and the members of our community and our Discord, but I think that the Everfest Carnival will not offer any support for talents. I believe that if they're going to offer support to a wide range of heroes, and it's not going to be 1 or 2 card support, but rather more like crew, more like 4 or 5 or even 6 cards per hero class, I think they're going to completely leave talents out of it. The main reason being, if we look at talents, right? If we look at ice, lightning, shadow, light, and earth. I don't know why I put earth last, but you guys understand. There's 5 talents that we're looking at supporting here. Plus, if we want to support just the Arc and WTR heroes, you would think just like your Seek and Destroys, we would get some generic class stuff, not generic stuff, but generic class stuff. Warrior only cards, Ranger only cards, not Ice Ranger, not Lightning Ranger, things of that nature, right? So all of those possibilities in consideration, I believe this would have to be the largest set known to human existence to support all those. And I very well could be wrong. They could find a way to do it. They could find a way to do it efficiently. But in my heart of hearts, deep in my soul, I truly believe that there will be no support for talents in this set. Now, I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me, and I also know that there is a certain, you guys know this guy, he's a certain member of this channel that also does not agree with this theory. Now, I don't want to say any names, but he's he's extraordinarily good looking. He's a little shorter than I am. This person who will not be named doesn't necessarily believe in this, but this is where I'm going to stick to my guns, and I believe there will be no support for talents in the Everfest Carnival. Guys, if you have any thoughts of what you think is going to happen in the Everfest Carnival, let us know in the comment section below. I'm going to end this video with talking a little bit about something I don't really touch on, and we don't touch on too much on this channel, and that's kind of market and the financial side of the game and the value of things. I'm actually excited for this set. I knew there's someone else on YouTube, I think Kitchen Table TCG. You guys might have heard of him. He's got a tinfoil hat just like mine, and he's in the belief that there's only going to be first edition of this set. I know that was kind of a plan for crew. I think that would be really interesting with the growing player base. I don't know if I can get behind that, but if cards of good value, let's say Skullcap and CNC, let's just go those two, the two that the whole community is talking about, if both of those cards see reprints, it will be a really exciting opportunity to own a product with valuable cards inside. Now, I'm not saying the price of CNC will remain at $100 and Skullcap won't remain at whatever obnoxious number it's at right now, but it's a really good opportunity for players to say, I have a box, and these cards are theoretically going to age extremely well. Let me put this on my shelf, and if they don't see a reprint for another 3 years, the value of that box can go up. I think it's a really cool time for players to open product and to not just be like, oh, what cold foil did I get? Did it pay for the box? But rather, the Majestic slot, the other slots, maybe if Plunder Run sees a reprint, even the rare slot coming in at $3-4, to see a lot of value pulled out of these boxes. It incentivizes players to open and rip their product. It incentivizes people to kind of chase after these cards. It incentivizes your LGS to open a bunch of product and put the singles in the cases for sale. So all of this is really exciting from a Flesh and Blood market standpoint. I know I'm actually very confident about this product, and maybe it's blind confidence, maybe it's just overexcitement. I'm very confident and very excited about this product from a financial standpoint. Hopefully I can get the shelves built in the studio sometime soon. We've ordered pieces and stuff, so you guys can kind of see some of our collection, our stuff that we have, so you know that we truly do believe in the financial aspect of the game. It's very exciting. It's a very cool aspect, a very cool way to look at Flesh and Blood. But anyway, that's my big tinfoil hat theory. That's talking about Everfest. I'm excited. I know there's a big announcement being dropped tomorrow. If you haven't checked us out on Patreon yet, check us out at patreon.com/HometowntCG. And one more time, 7 p.m. tonight, twitch.tv/HometowntCG. We are playing some FaB. We're going to have an absolute blast. I hope to see each and every one of you there. We got another FaB and Coffee planned this week. Man, it is going to be a good week. Everyone out there, you have yourselves an awesome week, and we'll be seeing you. Until next time, my name is Josh.